Good morning, my dear students. As you all know that tomorrow you are going to have your next online test on chapter 4, which is the story of Grace Darling. That's why, students, today I'm going to give you a revision on this chapter. So listen to me very carefully. Okay, and let me start with the revision class. So students, the story was about a small girl whose name was Grace Darling. She was born on November 24 in 1815. She used to live in the Farne Islands in Longstone Lighthouse, and her father was a keeper of that lighthouse. His job was to keep watch day and night for ships in the troubled sea. Grace, she didn't go to school, but still she used to spend her whole day by doing studies and some needlework. Sometimes she helps her mother in cleaning and dusting, and she also helps her father to keep the lantern burning all the time. Grace, she slowly grew up, but she grew up as a very strong and brave girl. Then once in 1838, a steamer, its name was SS Forfarshire, it was travelling from Hull to Dundee, and on the night of September 7, the steamer hit by a storm. Because of the heavy storm, the ship flung against a rock. The Grace Darling and her father William heard the loud bang and woke up. They saw that the ship had broken into two pieces. They also heard the loud screams of the people. Grace opened her window and saw the people were holding on to rocks and masts in order to save their lives. Grace then told her father that they need to take out their boat and help the drowning people. But William was hesitating. He feared for the safety of their own lives. He told her daughter that they have to wait until the morning. But Grace was so kind hearted that she couldn't see the people in danger without helping them. She requested her father, as she realized that soon those people will be swept away by the strong sea waves. Grace begged her father to help those people, and at last her father agreed to her request. They then set off in the lighthouse boat in order to help those shipwrecked people. Then Grace held one and her father the other oar. But it was really hard to row against such a violent sea. But with much difficulty, at last they reached the wreck and helped the poor travelers to get on their boat. And once again they hold on the oars and start rowing back towards the lighthouse. And after some time they reached the lighthouse. Grace and her mother looked after the injured travelers. Grace became a nurse for them. And after a few days, when the storm stopped and the injuries of the injured peoples healed completely, Then only Grace let the people go to their own houses. But very soon, people of other parts of England heard about the bravery of Grace Darling, and very soon Grace Darling became a national hero. She won an award for her bravery. She received her bravery award and told that it was only her duty. It was her duty to save the people in danger. She also added that anyone of her strength would have done the same place if they would have been in her situation. But all these things happened long time ago, and now Grace Darling is dead. But after Grace's death, she was buried in a little churchyard by the sea. It was very close to her lighthouse. Every year, people visit her grave, and a monument was also built on her grave in her honor. The monument is carved out of a figure of a woman which has been carved in stone, lying at rest with a boat's oar held tight in her right hand. So, students, this is the summary of the story. Now comes the textual question answers. So, students, question answers have already been given to all of you, and I know that all of you have noted them down. But still, if you want to have a look at all those previous question answer, you can visit my previous videos, because listing them once again here and reading them out will only waste your time and nothing else. That's why if you have written, it is okay, you can learn from them there also. But still, and if you have not written them, just go to my previous video. I have not made them private. Now the next thing is textual grammar, and the grammar which has been included here is adjective. So student, adjectives are certain words which are used to describe a noun or a pronoun. And student, the main thing which has been given about adjectives is order of adjectives. And students, in English we sometimes use more than one adjective to describe a noun. We cannot just put them wherever we want, okay? So we need to remember that there is a proper way of putting them down in a sentence. And the way is, number come first, then opinion, then shape, age, color, pattern, and noun. So here number describes the number of the nouns like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Then opinion describes your judgment or what you think about something, like horrible, ugly, beautiful, etc. Then shape, which describes the shape of something, like circular, square, etc. Then age, which means how old or young something is, like old, new, young, etc. Then color, which describes the color of something, like black, red, pinkish, etc. Then pattern, which describes what the noun is made of, like wooden, leather, plastic, etc. And at last comes the noun, that is naming word, means the noun comes at the end. Say for example cat, Mona, pen, etc. So student, while putting the here I have included one example, putting all the adjectives in proper way. And the question, the sentence is, there are green tall few trees in my garden. And it's a totally wrong one, okay? The answer, where I have put all the adjectives in proper order, will be, there are few tall green trees in my garden, okay? So this is the answer, and here I have included all the patterns, all the orders of adjective. Now while putting the order of adjectives, you should remember certain points, and the points are: if we have more than two adjectives in a sentence, we use commas after each adjective except the last one. Say for example, I have a big red Mexican hat. And number B, if there are only two adjectives to describe the noun, we don't put the comma. Say for example, I like to drink sweet fresh mango juice. So students, with it, here is the end of our discussion on this chapter, and I hope that you don't have any doubts on this, but still you can clarify your remaining doubts in the comment section below. Now student, this is the end of our today's class. Best of luck for your tomorrow's online test. Thank you so much.